Hello and welcome. I am Raziel, and so today I want to talk about brand loyalty, or basically brand blind loyalty, or blind brand loyalty, whichever way you wish to say it. However, it does seem to be that Games Workshop tends to get away with stuff that no other company gets away with. People will slag off EA, Activision, and many other companies, Marvel, etc. And people will be like, yeah, you're right. This is scummy, this is bad, and it's generally well accepted. Where with Games Workshop, when they pull a stunt like this, it's met with applause, it's met with grandeur and how great the company is and how they're doing you a favour, which, by the way, they're not. So it's a really weird situation to support a company like in that way. And to never be able to get into your head that the company you're supporting is doing something that is not great, not good, is detrimental to you and your wallet and your time, and to further just clap your hands and say, "Yay, this is great," is weird. I was going to say obscene, but it's both. It's obscenely weird because the thing is, what people forget, and especially when it comes to Games Workshop, negative comments and reviews, if done honestly, like I try to do, like my opinions, I'll stick by them until I'm taught otherwise. I mean, like properly seeing the evidence to support an opposing discussion. It's actually good for the company. Having a negative review of a game or a product is good for the company because it shows that they're going wrong. It shows that they are not doing the right thing, and that if they want to further make changes and improve their products, then they have to be shown where they're going wrong. And so when you see reviewers constantly saying how great this new game is, we're obviously talking about Horus Heresy 3.0, and then we've seen the leaks, we've seen all of this, and we're like, wait, no, this doesn't look good, this looks awful. And people are going, no, it's great. But of course, we've had some YouTubers now go, yeah, it's not as great as I originally once said. And to be honest with you, that sort of thing absolutely disgusts me. I mean, I get it. You signed an NDA. You have to say nice things, right? One, no one trusted your arm to sign the NDA. And if you are so morally bankrupt or weak or insecure, like your opinion can be bought off with plastic. They're not even being paid cash. Like if they were being paid cash, I wouldn't have such an issue. But they're being paid plastic. Your bar isn't set very high, and it's just seems weird that when you get other YouTubers and other influencers who are like, no, this isn't good. This is awful. We should have better. We should strive to get better quality from Games Workshop, and they're seen as salty, they're seen as negative, they're seen as bad or bad for the community, where all they're trying to do is have you guys get a better product out of it at the end of the day. All they want is to have the hobby at a position where it's fun again, where it's enjoyable, where we're not being, used as wallets, as the phrase has become most common with this. We're actually being respected as a customer and not just someone who's going to lap up everything Games Workshop drops, because that isn't a good way to have a business. If you look at, I think the best way I can explain this, because we can take an actual example of this, and this was back in the PlayStation 2 era of Driver 3 or Drift 3R, whichever you want to call it. And so the story goes that a PlayStation magazine got early review copies of Driver 3 for good reviews. Basically, they had to give it a stellar review, and they got early copies. And back then, Driver was a big franchise. People don't realize how big it was and how popular it was. It was absolutely insane. It was almost on the level of GT at that point, and the game came out broken, and that's putting it lightly. It's absolutely busted. It's so broken, in fact, that it poisoned the Driver name forever. I think we had like 2 more games out of it, but that couldn't save it. And in the end, it got sold to Ubisoft, but the name Driver was so tainted that they changed the name to Watch Dogs. That's just in case you want to know where that comes from. And this could end up with Games Workshop, where they release a game so bad, so broken, that it just taints the Warhammer brand completely, and that if it gets brought out, because I will never say Games Workshop's too big to fail, it could end up basically saying, yeah, we're going to buy you out, we're buying your IP, but we're not calling it Warhammer anymore. That's just tainted, that's gone, we're going to call it something else. And so people were going to say that this video is a negative video, that it's it's just me bad-mouthing Games Workshop. It's not just Games Workshop's fault. It's people buying into it and actively supporting it and trying to shut down any discussion or comment that is negative to Games Workshop. Anything at all. And I think that's one of the biggest problems. If you are one of those sort of people that cannot take negative criticism of a company that you personally enjoy, I would say, for your own mental health, take a step back out of that hobby, have a breather, and then get back into it. Because you cannot put your personality so much into a single company, especially a company that is faceless and doesn't even know you exist. I would like to say they don't even like you, but basically they don't know you exist. You are just a wallet to them. You should back companies that actually talk to you, or try and encourage discussion about their games. This is one of the reasons War Cradle is my favorite. If you go to Facebook, they don't have Facebook pages, they have Facebook groups where the developers of the games do talk to you, and they do reply, and they do see your stuff, and they try to actually integrate themselves into the community. They don't try and silence anyone. They have their rules, which is basically just talk about our games. That's it. And that's not a hard thing to do, because that's what they want you to talk about. And that's what you're on that group for. And I think that's great. And now even Mantic's following that with the Mantic Champions Facebook group. So they actually have, a way where it's a two-way conversation between the customer and the developer. And I cannot say this is a bad thing. Where we've seen with Games Workshop deleting comments. This thing's negative. We don't want people to see this. I got blocked on Twitter from Games Workshop, by Games Workshop, by the way, because I said the model wasn't very good. Imagine being blocked just for saying that. Also, I said there were better companies as well. And there are. And that's the other thing. It's not just that. If Games Workshop was like the only one that existed, it might have been a bit of an argument, but they're not. We have War Cradle and Wild West Exodus, which is a game which is absolutely fantastic to play. It's well made, it's very enjoyable. The models are better than GW's by far. And I can't see why not more people aren't playing this. It's a fantastic game. You have Mantic with Kings of War and Firefight. And finally, if you really want to get the GW models because you think they look the best, that's fine. I can't say I agree with you. Then you have one-page rules where you can, at least your models are going to be used in a game that's enjoyable. And I think this is where the hobby needs to start going. It needs to start growing from Games Workshop into other companies and other games where you can enjoy a game, you can play a game, and you're not going to feel like you're being nickel and dimed every time you buy something. You're not going to have to buy a book just to play your army. You get your army, you have everything you need for your army straight there in the box, rather than, be having to buy levers and codexes and battle tomes to go with it. And the fact that Necromunda, a skirmish game, needs books to go with the gangs just shows you how bad that situation is. Anyway, that's it for today. Honestly, this is a kind of a weird conversation to have, because people are so intrinsically attached to Games Workshop and their products that they cannot seem to see any other thing. They cannot seem to think of any other game to play. It's got to be Games Workshop. It's got to be Warhammer. It's got to be Horus Heresy. rather than going, look, this isn't fun to play. I want to play something else. And then going out and looking for something else to play. And the fact is that there's so much choice out there. There's very little excuse not to. I'm not saying that you're going to enjoy every game you play, right? I get it. Not every game's going to be fun. But given that every other company literally gives you the rules for free, you can just practice and see if you like it with your GW models to begin with. And that would be exactly what you would need to do. And that's it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this short video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a lovely day. Hope you all have a great time. If you wish to save money on your wargaming or try something new, try Whaling Games down below for up to 20% off and free delivery after £20. There is also Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, mangas, etc. All that cool geeky stuff. There's my merchandise as well. T-shirts, bags, my comics as well, if you wish to support me personally. There's Skyforge, good friend of mine. Let's get him up that Google algorithm. And finally, Patreon because business.